First and foremost, I could not be more proud of my fellow caucus members for their stories and the ways in which they humanize the issue that is on the floor today. I could not be more proud of their courage and bravery and their strength. And my staff, they were worried because I told them I don't have a speech. I have all these ideas that I want to share. And they're like, well, why do you want to write a speech? Usually just go up and talk. And I go, because I'm afraid to cry. And I think we should honor the vulnerability of the women who shared their stories and their struggles and their lives and connected it to the realities. Because we shouldn't take vulnerability for granted. Vulnerability is a gift that we share to you to move understanding. You know, on the first day when I gave the seconding speech for Speaker Bonin, my dad was the most proud of me he's ever been. And I said this one thing in my speech, because what we do in this building matters. And we have an opportunity to model true leadership for the state, the country, and most importantly, the younger generation. I genuinely believe there is a space for religious protections and LGBT equality. This bill does not create that space, but I believe and know that space exists because it has been modeled to me by Representative Scott Sanford and Representative Celia Israel when they did the work of the Pastor Protection Bill, when they came together to say this bill finds that balance. But what is happening in this bill is not that reality, sadly. Now, while the bill is a lot different than it originated, and the author will say it's not intended to discriminate, here is the reality. The reality is that 42% of LGBTQ teens in Texas have considered suicide. 42%. Tomorrow we will debate the school safety bill. But isn't this part of school safety? Because LGBTQ youth seriously contemplate suicide. Seriously contemplate suicide at nearly 3 times the rate of heterosexual youth. Isn't that part of school safety? How can we on one day say we're okay to continue to perpetuate the rhetoric that leads to discrimination, hate, and ultimately bullying, that leads to the ultimate consequence of people dying? At what point do we say that we should just be focused on education, school finance, healthcare, all the things that we come here for? I know with every heart of my being that none of you came here to hurt kids, or none of you came here to hurt me or your colleagues. But if you just want to say the bill doesn't do anything, or the bill just reaffirms, then I invite you to talk to us, because we will clearly explain how the bill does so much more to perpetuate the rhetoric that has impacted our entire lives. No, I'm not gonna cry, I swear. In 2012, when I got elected, and came on this floor in 2013, and was the only out LGBT member. God, it was so hard to speak my truth. The letters I got about how I should be raped or killed for being who I am. It brings me great pride that now we have a caucus of 5 and all these friends, and even across the chamber. This is not a partisan bill, even though I only see Democrats standing up here. Senator Seliger, today, who voted against this bill in the Senate, came to me and said, I'm just tired of discrimination. Oh, there's a Republican, thank you. And I'm proud. And when we as a caucus were created, we did it with a lot of intentionality, strategy, but most importantly, love. We said we were gonna be in this chamber, and we were not gonna be defined by hate, but we were gonna define ourselves as leaders, as policymakers, as the future of Texas, as the individuals who are truly trying to protect this House and this state, and I'm so proud of our caucus. So here's what I will say. The scariest part about this bill is not even the members within the chamber. It's the individuals who will take this bill and use this bill and use your vote for this bill to perpetuate hate. And that is why we can't stand for this. That is why we should say, hey, I know we need to always protect religion. I don't want to discriminate against religion, but we can't discriminate against one in order to protect the other. We should stand up and say, there's a way to find balance. Let's all sit at a table, let's create that bill, let's have a joint press conference, and let's stand up against the bad actors who will take this piece of legislation to perpetuate the inequality, discrimination, and ultimately the sad realities that LGBT youth will have to deal with. We don't have to vote for this bill. We can come back next session and come up with something together, and I commit to you to that. We have overcome so much as a House. I'm asking you to continue in that vein, to say, this wasn't where it needed to be. Let's get there, members. With that, I ask for your courage, your strength, your love, and your compassion. Something I have shown to you every single day on this floor and will continue to show to you because I genuinely love the Texas House. You are my family. And I will say, family sticks up for each other. I ask you to vote no. Thank you.